You have the floor.
Thank you very much. I'm pretty honored to talk right after Gary Pisano. I think you provide us some archetypes. And my question is, okay, if I'm a manager, I'm an entrepreneur, sitting here today, and I'm thinking about, okay, I found out that the disposable model could work for me, could work for my company. I think that this guy has a question in his own mind. Okay, how to get there? And so I think that it's really important to have a destination, but I think it is really important to also have directions. And I think that talking about business model is not just talking about destinations, but it's also, and really important, talking about directions. And what we believe is that business model is the way to your destination, is the roadmap to your destination. That's why this is how we see that business model really is. And so we believe that business model is essential and managerial tool, something that should help you to tell you how to organize your own activities to get there. And it should be really an analytical tool, because you have to have the big picture, but you also have to go in detail, activity by activity, and decide how to manage them. And so in basing to our approach, we believe that talking about business model means to really go really analytical and to decide, first of all, okay, what activities are required in order to get there? So for a company working in this business, what activities are typically covered by a company like mine? And this is the first decision that you have to take. It's not something that you can find in a book. I think that you have to go out and decide firm by firm, company by company, which is the activity list. Every single company has its own activity list. So this is the potential field where you can play. The second decision is, okay, these are all the activities we can theoretically do, we can theoretically carry on, but on which one we decide to focus on. Gary mentioned before, not necessarily everybody can do everything. So at some time, the best choice is just to focus on something, because I'm not necessarily supposed to be in the next Amgen. And so you have to decide on which activity to focus on. And on the other side, if you have a company that are already short history behind, you have also to decide on which activity no longer to focus on, from where to divest. So first decision at the business model level, which activities to focus on. Second choice, for each activity, one by one, you have to go really analytically and decide, okay, where I'm supposed to place them. Nowadays, location is not just to pick up a place. Nowadays, location is something that is more and more important. And so I think that decision where to place your business is really an important decision. And what we are learning is that typically it does no longer exist a company that is located in just one place, but we have companies that are scattered all over the world. So you have different places for different activities, and sometimes you also have different places for the same activity. So second choice is the choice in terms of locus. And the first choice is what we define as modus, ossia, how are you gonna perform this activity? Are you decide to do entirely in-house, you decide to outsource it, or you gonna exploit a partnership? You have to do it together, jointly with someone else. And for each activity, you have also to decide how you want to approach them. I mean, this is a labor-intensive activity, just people, piling up people, or this is a capital-intensive activity, so you can automate it. And how much tech-intensive? Different technical approach can differently change the way you do things. And what are the skills that are required by the people working for you? You are talking about high-skilled people, really experienced, or just not that much skilled people that are working on that. So For us, business model is deciding all these things one by one, activity by activity, thinking about focus, locus, and modus. So as you can easily imagine, a company is supposed to take multiple decisions. So a company has really a lot of options in front of us. And that's why it's hard to find two companies that are similar to each other, because the result of all these decisions brings company also doing the same things to operate in a really different way. And when you have so many options in front of you, and typically in the life science field, it's pretty usual to have a global company since inception. Last year we talked about born global company, so company global since the beginning. We have company, as Professor Golinaro mentioned before, that have to network, have to partner, not just within the industry, but also with the research world, also downwards, and also laterally. So there is a really complicated and broad network this company are in and are supposed to be in if they want to play the game. And also the way they manage partnerships is different. Typically you have licensing in, licensing out, teaming, outsourcing, joint ventures, so it's a really complicated field. And so the main risk that we see is that having too many options, being so involved in taking this day-by-day decision on so many different fields, the real risk that this company faces is to lose their direction. And so when we talk about business model, on the one side, we have to take a look at the analytical side. And so we need to tell company how to go into detail and to plan their own activities. But also on the other side, we should be able to provide them with a sort of a wrap-up, with a sort of way to think of the big pictures